Hello, my lovely Aries. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to your weekly reading. This is going to be a bit of a speed run. As you can see, I'm in the middle of moving, but I didn't want to waste a week and not get these readings out, so bear with me. Guys, okay, let's just dive into it. It's going to be for the week of the 29th to the 4th of August. Let's dive into it for you guys. All right, please, Spirit, for my lovely Aries, let's get two from the top. Truth be told, you guys are discovering something this week. Okay, I'm looking at the computer if you're curious. By the way, sometimes this happens when there is like a timeline shift coming up here, which I'll explain in a second. Let's see what else is coming for you. And why? This is so interesting. Both of these are very profound because the Y card is, this lovely lady is opening the book of the Akashic Records. It's about your purpose. So truth be told, and why, feels like you guys are discovering some sort of maybe very profound truth about your life, why you're here. Maybe you're having a very important dream, or maybe you're speaking to somebody who, I don't know, like it. I'm going to see what the rest of the cards are saying so that we can understand it. But I think you're discovering something in it. For some of you, this is about yourself. Maybe for others of you, you know, maybe something about your intuition is being confirmed this week. Some kind of true colors are being exposed here. The truth be told, there is a mask on the bottom. But for some of you, I will say, very powerful energy for actually uncovering your true purpose, uncovering that mask of who you thought that you were and stepping into a new life where you are just this incredible being because you are serving your ultimate purpose. I don't know what they mean by this, but let's dive in. I'm very curious. All right, let's see, please, Spirit. If you guys are doing any like spiritual work on your own self, like personal development, or again, like meditating more, or doing anything for yourself, this looks really big, what you are discovering. All right, let's see. Aries, you have acceptance and death. Now, death doesn't mean, you know, death. In tarot, what it does mean is an ending for new beginnings. It's the death of something in your life, like a situation. And for some of you, those of you who resonate this to do with the spiritual awakening, it's the death of an old self, death of that mask. Okay, an ending of that old self, an ending of that old life. Because again, timeline shift, not only are you changing and recognizing who you are, we also have here that you are stepping into a new world. That's how I always see it. And also the words that come to mind is like a window of opportunity is arising for you. So pay attention to that. So I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. You also have acceptance here. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Let's carry on. For Aries, thank you. Impartiality. Destiny. Ooh, okay. What are these? Despondence. That's very interesting. And wisdom. This is feeling like what you're tapping into. You're tapping into some very deep wisdom on why things may have happened, why life has been the way that it has been, why you're even here. That's where the wisdom is coming from. You're finding a peace, by the way. That's something I want to say to you. I also want to dive into this one before we go into the others. Despondence is kind of telling me that maybe you felt really numb lately. You know, maybe you didn't know what you were here for. Maybe things were not fulfilling you the way that they used to. It's kind of the card of like a little bit of like depression, but I'm not a therapist. I'm not someone who can diagnose you, of course. So just disclaimer. But usually this comes up when we do feel that kind of way, where even, you know, temporary situations that make us happy don't last very long. Like that's what despondence is. It's a lack of movement. So of course the advice that comes with it is the need to make movement in your life. So for some of you, that could be you coming out of that headspace. That could be you doing that timeline shift of no longer being despondent and actually going, you know what, I'm going to figure out what my purpose is. Or maybe you are just diving into that kind of knowledge here. Impartiality calls for you to see life through a different lens. Okay, not to be biased with your views and your opinions, to look at life in a different way from both sides, of course. If you are making decisions this week, again, they're asking for impartiality. Looking at both sides can be very important. And destiny, which of course is speaking about stepping into your destiny. There's something about your destiny coming up this week, and it's very important. All right, let's get you one of these as well, and then we'll dive into your tarot. Embrace the in-between. Oh, it's been such a long time since this card has come up, which is so interesting. I love that. Right, so the first one is flamingo. Embrace the in-between, which is likely to be with knowing that this current life is not serving you anymore, and knowing that there is a life out there that is waiting for you to step into it. You're in that in-between stage of letting one thing go and letting something else begin. Okay. And you have learned from the past. Beautiful elephant spirit. I absolutely love elephants. So when it came up, it made me feel happy because elephants are really strong. So some of you Aries need to realize that you have this elephant spirit within you. You do usually have thick skin. Every Aries I met has thick skin, or they're just very bold and come across that way anyway. Elephants really can be about, in other decks that I've seen especially, kind of about pushing past blockages with very, with strength. Elephants are extremely strong. But this, in this case, is talking about maybe your memory. Learn from the past. Learning from the past version of ourselves or what we've been through can really help you with your decision making moving forward, and to not look at it from a biased way. A lot of the time we can be like, well, I'm never gonna let myself have anyone in my life because someone hurt me or a few people hurt me, so I'm never gonna, be open to love ever again. Don't want anyone close to me. But then that's just gonna be leading you towards a very unfulfilling life, because sure, some people are assholes. I always say this, it's true. There are people out there who are not very nice people. So of course, when we're aware of that, we're going to want to close off, pay attention to the signs, of course, and be open to great people. There are such amazing people out there. Don't forget that. Okay, our experiences sometimes can bring in a bias. I'm sure we're all guilty of thinking that way sometimes. However, they're asking you to not have that perspective, okay? Learn what you need to. You have wisdom. Learn from the past, but embrace that you're actually stepping into a new and completely different life, meaning that I think you're going to be attracting in very different people. Okay, anyway, like friendships, career, whatever. Okay, let's dive into your reading. I'm just going to give this a good shuffle. Then I'm going to split it with this one. Okay, and also for some of you, you can't change people. That's also what it's about. Okay, one more. Ten of Swords coming through there, which is about endings. Like we said with that death card, it is very clear that there is a difficult ending that you guys are experiencing, or again, death of an old self. Okay, let's dive into it. My angels, you have the Star card. So this represents healing and a wish fulfillment, actually. For some of you, this really is about giving back to the world. Maybe you guys are being called to take some time out by yourself with the nature, okay, to again tap into your own spiritual guidance here. The Fool, taking a leap of faith, starting a new journey, changing the course of your life. The Nine of Wands, okay, which is about being a bit of a wounded warrior, which makes sense, Aries. Like we've said, you have been through difficulty in your life, but it does feel like you're healing from it. You do have a fighter spirit, a warrior spirit, which I like. Keep that with you, but again, just be careful of bias. But this is about protecting yourself and needing to defend yourself. But with the Fool card and the Star card, you have a very big journey up ahead of you, and I think this is you prepping for it. Okay. The Ten of Pentacles. Look at this. We have some money coming in for you guys. The Ten of Pentacles is usually, the legacy, is that end goal, the stability that we want, that we desire. It can be about a financial windfall. Okay. So you could actually have some unexpected or maybe expected finances coming your way. Page of Wands can be a messenger. Okay. Somebody bearing good news, an opportunity maybe. And the Queen of Cups, tapping into your emotions this week will be very important, okay? And not being ashamed of them. Queen of Cups is super emotional, and I feel like in our society, you can be really shunned for it, you know, like you're so sensitive or you're so emotional. But that's not true. I think you're grieving something, or I definitely feel like you're releasing something here. Again, even if it's an old part of yourself, I feel like they're asking you to honor your feelings and emotions here. Okay. Some of you could be starting a family. I do see that as well, by the way. That could be why you're feeling more emotional, by the way. That could be what the good news is to do with family as well, by the way. There could be some good news in a family this week. Queen of Swords coming up as well, which is about using that wisdom like we had before. Sometimes we have to set boundaries in life, and that's cool. Sometimes with our family, sometimes with friends even as well, who might overstep the line at times. It's about being very clear and direct about what it is that you, what boundaries you want to place, okay? Protecting yourself. It can also be about placing boundaries with yourself. I always see this card as like she knows what she wants and she's being very strict about it. And that means for some of you, this is about yourself, making sure that you're being strict with yourself about how you're going to achieve this beautiful abundance. Because on that same line, you have the Star card, 10 of Pentacles. Your dreams are absolutely going to come true, by the way, especially with the Queen of Swords attitude, because she's like, I know what I want. I'm thinking very, very clearly. This is where we're going. So I will say you're getting that sense of direction. And maybe you're starting to see it for yourself that things are working out in your favor. Six of Swords. There could be some movement or travel coming up for you guys with this energy. Also, this is about learning lessons from the past. I always see it as that, walking away from chaos. The card before this is the Five of Swords, conflict, arguments, disagreements. This is you moving forward and taking some of those swords with you, which is why I say it's like a card of taking the lessons with you, but you're moving towards calmer times, which is nice. And the King of Cups. Interesting. Is this love? If this is love, I mean, let's just pull one from this deck to clarify that. King and Queen of Cups, please. Now, the Ace of Wands. So this could be a new romance or a new spark of romance coming through if you're already with someone. The Ace of Wands can be a very sexual card, but it can also just be about, you know, it's passion. Basically, it's fiery energy, it's passion, it's whatever. So for some of you, maybe some good news is bringing in some a new flare of romance in your life, maybe a new person, maybe some relocation or movement, okay, brings in just new passion for life, okay? Definitely feeling like there is a brand new opportunity at hand here, and one that's going to make you feel super inspired. Maybe you and somebody else are working together on this. Some of you could be moving together with somebody. Whoever you're dealing with, definitely a very emotional or deep person, okay? Okay. Yeah, so for some of you, if you were, you know, shunned for being emotional, if you're single, you will be meeting somebody who is much like that too. So that's very nice. Very understanding of feelings. So they create space for that. Very safe person that you're going to be or are dealing with. Okay, but we definitely have, especially on the same line, we have the Fool and the Six of Swords. It definitely is a new beginning. For some of you, again, it could be travel or moving of some sort of movement. And again, I see you getting good news about it. And it could be a celebration in a family, like I said before. But anyway, I'm repeating myself. Is what it is. There we go, Aries. I wish you guys all the best. Again, these are quicker readings because I need to get my ass moving and I need to go and do some more packing. But I wish you guys all the best. Send you my love. Thank you for being here with me. And I will see you guys next time. All right.